Hey, it's Alex from Sporty Afros. I am doing my final YouTube video on Green Brain Challenge. If you missed anything, make sure you check out part 1 where I talk a long time about what to expect, what the reading is, what I'm doing, what the actual challenge is, and what the book is about. So a little recap, it is the truth about wheat, carb, and sugar, which pretty much are, I don't want to say killing because that's a bad way, but it's really hindering the function of your brain. I truly enjoyed the 4-week challenge. I will be incorporating many different aspects into my own lifestyle, pretty close to this, of what the challenge is for the next couple of months, if not more. I love the paperback version of the book. This is the hardcover, but there's a paperback version. And the reason why I enjoyed it was because it has the recipes on the back. So it kind of has a little recipe guide and menu that you can always look at. However, for the chapters before and most of the book, I ended up listening to it on my phone through Audible, which is, you can do on Amazon, and it has the audio version of the book. But I like the book for the recipes, and then I had the audio version for it for listening to, because there was just so much that sometimes when I'm reading I just couldn't grasp, and so listening to it was a little bit better for me. So I really enjoyed the challenge. Some good things about it was that I had increased energy, which I did not think I would have at all. Increased energy in the morning. I had full sleep. It made me focus on various areas that I wasn't expecting, such as getting up at the night, having late night snacks, not eating enough during the day, and not having enough water. Definitely the challenge made me rethink about those things in a completely different aspect. Some other good things, I got my notes here. I was full. Have you ever eaten salad and then you're hungry later? Or it always happens with me. I have 6 or 8 rolls of sushi, and then 30 minutes later or 45 minutes later I'm hungry again, and I feel bad because I just had about 8 pieces of sushi and I shouldn't be hungry, but I'm hungry again. Well, on the challenge, it forced me, quote unquote, to have full meals. And what I'm talking about is, for breakfast I had 2 full servings of eggs. So yolk included, I had eggs, then I added a little bit of cheese, and then I had a big bowl of vegetables until I was stuffed. But guess what? During that time, I wasn't hungry for the next 3 or 4 hours, which for me, I'm normally hungry about 2.5 to 3 hours. So to even go almost 4 hours and not feel hungry is amazing. One of the other things that I had was that a lot of water and a lot of tea. I enjoy tea anyway. I'm kind of a tea fiend. And so I would have black tea, green tea, herbal tea, just to kind of switch things up during the day. But it made me feel full, and it also flushed out my my system a lot more. I could tell in my skin and on my face how clear it was coming because honestly, I think just because of good rest and also a lot more water. So I will have those, and I really don't put sugar in my tea or any extract of stevia or anything like that. I would have various kinds that taste really good, and I didn't need any additional sweetener. So I really did enjoy that on the aspects of it. I did have some weight loss. I noticed the weight loss, which is a trouble area for me, in my thigh. My stomach did go down a lot, but that's just mainly from not having any wheat and a lot of carbs and such, as I was having when I was training. So I'm not saying that you will experience weight loss, but for me, it did. So that's not really a bad thing for me. Some of the concerns during the challenge was the supplements. In my first video, I discussed This is example one of the supplements that I have, which gave me my DHA, and if you read the book, it discusses that, or you can Google it. But one of the issues is that these supplements are large, and I already take, what I consider a couple pills a day. I don't need any more, so I had to have these. The fish oil ones were larger, but this is pretty big. It looks like a bug. But I had to take 3 of these a day. To be quite honest, I couldn't take them. I just couldn't take them all. I think I'm going to end up giving these to my parents. But I just couldn't take them all. I really couldn't. So what I did after researching and listening to the book and doing a couple of shopping on Amazon and such, I ended up having liquid supplements that I would make a smoothie and would add to. So for my fish oil and omegas, I ended up having this, and I put a tablespoon into my smoothies during the day. So that's mainly how I got around it. I would say another kind of bad is that you can expect to have a grain withdrawal, and it is kind of a wall that you hit, and immediately you don't know what it is. You kind of feel icky, stuffy. It's almost like a cold, but it's not really a cold. So that was a huge hurdle to get over. The flip side of that is when you get done with the challenge, you really have to focus yourself and know how you feel, because I ended up binging on carbs, and now I was like, oh gosh, why did I have them? So you realize how your body reacts to them, and it really brings home the points the book is trying to make about it. And frankly, I didn't feel it until I remove all the wheat, the carbs, and a lot of the sugars. So one of the bads is that I like a lot of citrus fruits. So I like fruits, period. So to not have my strawberries, and I can have strawberries, but my grapes, my cantaloupes, and all of those things, to not really have those was a major mental issue for me. But I can't believe now I hardly even have them. I have berries. I have any berry, mainly raspberries, blackberries, kind of not so much blueberries, but I don't have them nearly as much. And I used to eat quite a bit a day, but now I don't. I definitely enjoyed the wine and the dark, rich 75 or more percent chocolate or cocoa. So those were the 2 things I love the most, because I got to try different wines, red wines in particular, and also it changed, the bitter chocolate changed how I have chocolate now. So I get really sickish if I try to have what would be considered milk chocolate or regular chocolate or something of that sort. So overall, I think I'm going to stick with the challenge. I definitely agree with a lot that the book has to say. I go to Maximize Living, Dr. Hooten, and we had, he's my chiropractor, but more than that, he had a discussion, ironically, all about the direct effect of how a carb or a piece of bread is on your body. And so he said, well, one of the things that made me think about is that a teaspoon or tablespoon of sugar doesn't spike your levels up more than a piece of bread does. And I would assume, hey, if I'm diabetic, I would have a tablespoon of sugar. It would spike up my sugar level immediately. And actually, it happens more if I had a piece of bread. So it was amazing to see what I would assume would be good was actually really bad when it happened to your body. So anyway, I had a great discussion with my chiropractor about it, who summed down the book in less than, I want to say, 3 minutes in a diagram. So hopefully he puts that on YouTube and I can share it with you guys. But I really, truly enjoyed the challenge. I'm glad that I read the book and also listened to the book. I am passing along this book to my parents so they can read and educate themselves more as well. And also, it's a good gift. It's not that much. The hardback I think is like, it says 27, but I know it's probably cheaper on Amazon. The Audible is nothing if you just a one credit if you have the membership. Less than $20. It's a good Christmas gift for the person who wants a new book to read to educate themselves. So overall, I would say this is a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please let me know, or definitely check me out on www.sportyafros.com. On Instagram, you can also look at some of the pictures and review some of my meals that I had along the challenge. My Instagram is Alexandria Will, AlexandriaWil. So if you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, peace.